Hello everyone. Welcome back to ProMind classes. Hope you all are doing well. As we have completed all the chapters from Class 6th NCERT Geography, we will cover the glossary of Class 6th NCERT Geography, and the glossary will be in alphabetical order. So, let's start. Alluvial deposit. Alluvium is typically made up of a variety of materials, including fine particles of silt and clay and larger particles of sand and gravel. When this loose alluvial material is deposited or cemented into lithological unit or lifted, it is called an alluvial deposit. Amavasya or new moon. A fortnight later, you cannot see the moon at all, which is called new moon night or Amavasya. Antarctic Circle. The Antarctic Circle is a special imaginary line of latitude that circles the Earth near the South Pole. It is parallel or line of latitude around the Earth at 66 degree 30 minutes south. All the lands between the Antarctic Circle and South Pole are called Antarctica. Antarctica is very cold, icy, and dry land. People don't live there because of harsh climate. Arctic Circle. The Arctic Circle is a special imaginary line of latitude that circles the Earth near the North Pole. It is parallel or line of latitude around the Earth at 66 degree 30 minute north. As seen from the Arctic, the sun is above the horizon for continuous 24 hours or at least once per year, and therefore visible at midnight, and below the horizon for 24 continuous hours at least once per year, and therefore not visible even at noon. Asteroids. Asteroids are rocky worlds revolving around the sun that are too small to be called planets. They are also known as planetoids or minor planets. There are millions of asteroids ranging in size from hundreds of miles to several feet across. The asteroid belt lies between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. Atmosphere. Atmosphere is a blanket of air surrounding the Earth's surface. Atmosphere contains oxygen, which is essential for animals to breathe and get energy from food. Earth's atmosphere is composed about 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, 0.9% argon, and 0.1% other gases. Trace amount of carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, and neon are some of the other gases that makes up of remaining 0.1%. Axis or Earth's axis. The Earth's axis is an imaginary line joining the North Pole and the South Pole. This axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees with respect to the plane of Earth's orbit. This tilt is also known as the inclination of Earth's axis. Biosphere. The biosphere is a narrow zone of Earth where land, water, and air interact with each other to support life. It is in this zone that life exists. There are several species of organisms that vary in size from microbes and bacteria to large mammals. Celestial bodies. A celestial body is any natural body outside of Earth's atmosphere. These includes the sun, the moon, planets, satellites, meteors, and meteoroids. Circle of elimination. The imaginary line that separates day from night on Earth is called the circle of elimination. It is basically the region that is experiencing sunrise. The circle of elimination cuts all latitudes into half on the spring and autumnal equinox. Climate. Climate is the long term pattern of weather in a particular area. Weather can change from hour to hour, day to day, month to month, or even year to year. A region's weather pattern, usually tracked for at least 30 years, are considered as its climate. Coastal plain. A coastal plain is a flat, low lying piece of land next to the ocean. Coastal plains are separated from the rest of the interior by nearby landforms such as mountains. Components of maps. There are three components of map: distance, direction, and symbol. Constellation. In the night sky, you can see different patterns formed by a group of stars. Such a pattern of stars is called constellation. Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. Continent. The large land masses are known as the continents. There are seven major continents. These are separated by large water bodies. These continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Conventional symbols. Conventional symbols are widely accepted sign or system which signify an idea or concept. They represent different features on a map and are not drawn to scale. They are important because symbol can be used to depict features like cities, roads, and railways. Coral Island. It is made up of coral, which are the skeleton of tiny marine animals called polyps. Cardinal points. The four main points of a compass, north, south, east, and west, are the cardinal direction. They are also known by their first letters N, S, E, and W. The direction on the compass that are in between the cardinal points are called northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. These are called intermediate direction. Delta. A delta is a triangle piece of land which is found at the mouth of a river. It is formed when a river deposits the sediment as the flow leaves its mouth. Deposition. It is the weathering of surface of earth. It is the rebuilding of earth's surface. Earth. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the only planet to have an atmosphere containing free oxygen, ocean of water on its surface, and life. In solar system, Earth is the fifth largest of the planets. Elliptical orbit. An elliptical orbit is the revolving of one object around another in an oval shaped path called an ellipse. The planets in the solar system orbit the Sun in elliptical orbits. Many satellites orbit the Earth in elliptical orbits, as does the Moon. In fact, most objects in outer space travel in an elliptical orbit. Equator. It is an imaginary line drawn midway between the North and South poles. It divides the Earth into two equal parts, the North Hemisphere and the South Hemisphere. Equinox. On the 21st March and September 23rd, direct ray of sun fall on the equator. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun. Therefore, the whole earth experiences equal day and equal nights, and that is called equinox. Erosion. Erosion is the phenomena of the removal of top layer of earth's surface through the action of agents like air, running water, and glaciers. Exosphere. It is the uppermost layer of atmosphere. It has very thin air. Flora and fauna. Flora refers to all plant life and fauna refers to all animal life. Fauna cannot prepare their own food, so they depend upon the flora for their food. External process. Continuous wearing down and rebuilding of Earth's surface is the result of external process. Ferret zone. The area or a region between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole or between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. Galaxy. A galaxy is a huge collection of billions of stars and solar system that are billions of kilometers away from each other. Our solar system is in the Milky Way galaxy. On a clear and starry night, we can see the Milky Way galaxy as a broad glowing band of soft and whitish light. Carbon. A carbon is a valley with a distinct escarpment on each side caused by the displacement of a block of land downward. Glaciers. Glacier is a slowly moving mass or a river of ice formed by accumulation and compaction of snow on mountains or near the poles. Globe. A globe is a spherical figure which is a miniature form of Earth. Horst. When a portion of land is uplifted between two adjoining faults, it forms a block mountain or the Horst. Hydrosphere. The hydrosphere is the combined mass of water found on, under, and above the surface of the earth. Internal process. It is a type of continuous movement within the earth that lead to the upliftment and sinking of earth's surface at several places. Island. An area of land smaller than a continent and entirely surrounded by water. Latitude. One of the imaginary circles parallel to the equator is called latitude. Leap year. The movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or in orbit is called revolution. Every fourth year, February has 29 days instead of 28 days. Such a year with 366 days is called a leap year. Lithosphere. Lithosphere is the solid part that forms the outermost shell of the earth. It is made up of rocks and thin layers of soil that sustain organisms. These are high mountain ranges, plains and plateau and deep valley that forms the ocean floor. Longitude. One of the imaginary circle parallel to prime meridian is called longitude. Magma. The molten rock that is present beneath the surface of the earth is termed as magma. Map. A map is a representation or a drawing of Earth's surface, or a part of it is drawn on the flat surface according to a scale. Mesosphere. The layer above stratosphere at a distance between 50 to 80 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This layer is very cold and burn most of the meteoroids, preventing them from reaching the Earth's surface. Meteoroid. A meteoroid is a rock that falls to the earth from the space. The vast majority of meteoroids are pieces of asteroids, the small rocky bodies that orbit the Sun mostly between the Mars and Jupiter. Milky Way. The Milky Way is a huge whirlpool-shaped galaxy. The solar system, including the Sun and its planet, is a part of the galaxy. Milky Way galaxy is often known as Akash Ganga. In Hindi, this is because at the clear night, the entire galaxy looks like a white and white river, especially River Ganga. This river shaped being in the sky is named as Akash, which means sky. Moon. The moon is Earth's largest natural satellite. We usually see it in the night sky Our moon is about a quarter the size of Earth. Because it is far away, it looks small, about half a degree wide. The gravity on the moon is one-sixth of Earth's gravity. Monsoon. Monsoon are the seasonal wind that travel in a particular direction at regular interval of time. Mountain range. Mountains are natural elevation of Earth's surface. They are higher than the surrounding area. Some of them are even higher than the clouds. National Park. National parks are the area that aim to protect the natural environment. They are also involved in a public recreation and enjoyment activities. In a national park, the landscape and its flora and fauna are present in their natural state. Natural vegetation. The grasses, shrubs, and trees which grow on their own without interference or help from human beings are called natural vegetation. Ocean basin. The huge water bodies are called ocean basins. Orbital plane. The plane passing through the Earth along its orbit is called its orbital plane. Orbit. The path taken by the planet to go around the Sun is known as orbit. Peninsula. A peninsula is a landform that is bound by water bodies on three sides or a majority of its border, but connected to mainland on one side. Plains. They are vast stretch of flat land. They are mostly formed by river and their tributaries. Plains are usually fertile lands. Planet. A celestial body which revolves around a particular star in orbit and gets all its light from the star is called planet. Plateau. A plateau is an elevated flat top table land standing above the surrounding area. Pole star. The brightest star of the constellation Ursa Major, North Star is also known as pole star or Polaris. People used to determine the direction during night with the help of stars, and the pole star help indicate the north direction. The position of the star is fixed. Political map. Political map shows cities, towns, and village and different countries and state of world with their boundaries. For example, road map, map showing distribution of industries, etc. Purnima or full moon. A full moon occurs once in about a month time called full moon night or Purnima. Prime meridian. The prime meridian is the line of 0 degree longitude, the starting point for measuring distance both east and west around the earth. The prime meridian is arbitrary, meaning it could be chosen to be anywhere. Relief. Relief or local relief refers specifically to the quantitative measurement of vertical elevation change in the landscape. It is the difference between the maximum and minimum elevations within a given area, usually of limited extent. Revolution. Revolution means the movement of Earth around the Sun in a fixed path or orbit. River Valley. A long, narrow region of low land between ranges of mountain, hills, etc., often have a river stream or river valley running along its bottom. River valleys are most commonly formed through the erosion of lands by river and glaciers. Rotation. Rotation means the movement of Earth on its axis. Satellite. Satellite are celestial bodies that move around the planets in some way planet moved around the sun. They are made up of solid materials and gases. They do not have their own light. Season. The season are the main periods into which a year can be divided and which each have their own typical weather. Season is a part of year, a calendar year divided into four seasons in India. It means time period of similar and typical weather makes the season. Solar system. The term solar system refers to the family of the sun. The sun, eight planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies known as asteroids, comets, meteoroids together form the solar system. Stars. Stars are a celestial body made up of gases. They are huge in size and have very high temperature. Sun. Sun is a huge star made up of extremely hot gases. It provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. It is the ultimate source of heat and light for the solar system. The tremendous heat of sun is not felt much by us because despite being the nearest star, the sun is quite far away from the earth. Summer solstice. The longest day and shortest night at this place occur on 21st June. These conditions are reversed in the southern hemisphere at this time. It is winter season there, having longer nights and shorter days. This position of Earth is known as the summer solstice. Stratosphere. The stratosphere is a layer of atmosphere that surrounds the Earth as it absorbs energy from incoming ultraviolet radiation from the Earth. Ozone, an outcome form of oxygen molecule that is relatively abundant in the stratosphere, heats this layer. Temperate zone. This zone is located between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in northern hemisphere and between the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. This zone receives less sunlight in comparison to torrid zone. This region receives slanting sun rays. Thematic map. A map which gives focus on specific information is known as thematic map. For example, road maps, maps showing distribution of industries, etc. Thermosphere. The thermosphere is the layer of Earth's atmosphere. The thermosphere is directly above the mesosphere and below the exosphere. It extends from about 90 kilometers, 56 miles, to between 500 and 1000 kilometers, 311 to 621 miles above our planet. Torrid zone. The torrid zone generally refers to the area of Earth near the equator. Tributary. A tributary is a stream or river that flows into a larger stream or river. Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer is one which is at an angle of 23.5 degree north from the equator. The sun is directly overhead on summer solstice on 21st June every year on the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer passes through 17 countries around the globe. Tropic of Capricorn. The parallel of latitude approximately 23 degree 27 minutes south. It forms the boundary between torrid and south temperate zone. Troposphere. The troposphere is the lowest layer of Earth's atmosphere. Most types of clouds are found in troposphere and almost all weather occurs within this layer. The troposphere is by far the wettest layer of the atmosphere. All of the layers above contains very little moisture. Tsunami. Tsunami is a natural phenomena generated by strong earthquake, volcanic eruption, landslides, or simply a comet or meteorite impact in ocean. And in a sequence of fast moving waves in ocean, a tsunami has a wavelength which is very long, hundred of kilometers can be long. Universe. The universe is a collection of all planets, stars, and galaxies. Celestial bodies, gases, dust clouds, light, etc. It is considered as an endless space. We all belong to this universe. Volcanic activity. A volcanic eruption occurs when magma is released from a volcano. Volcanic eruptions can be quite calm and effusive, or they can be explosive. Effusive eruption product two lavas flow with explosive eruption produce ash and proclastic density currents. Weather. Weather is about day to day changes in the atmosphere. It includes change in temperature, rainfall, and sunshine. Meanwhile, weather is a mixed event that happens each day in our atmosphere. Weather is different in different parts of the world and change over minutes, hours, days, and weeks. Wildlife Sanctuary. A wildlife sanctuary is an area where animals habitat and their surroundings are protected from any sort of disturbance. The capturing, killing, and poaching of animals is strictly prohibited in this region. They aim at providing a comfortable living to the animals. Winter solstice. It is a position of Earth When the rays of sun falls directly on Tropic of Cancer, it is the position of Earth when the rays of sun directly falls on Tropic of Capricorn as well. In this position, the North Pole is tilted towards the sun. So, here we have completed the discussion of glossary. Hope that you liked this video. To share this video and please to subscribe our channel. Thanks a lot for all your support. Stay tuned with ProMind.